Hello everybody. I know it's been a while since I've been on here, but I thought I'd jump on for our wonderful new year and go through the full stack of planners that I will be using in 2025. I also have like a new ring light and a new system, so I'm hoping I'm not cutting myself off at all. So I guess we'll figure that out when I'm done. Anyways, this is the stack. Now a lot of this are Advecs, so it's double for the year. So we'll just start with the top. Let me move this to the side. So this little tiny one is from TheHoneyBshop. It's just it's their passport one. So it's got a little, it's very simple. It's a blank passport, so nothing much in there, just pretty much blank. This one I'm pretty much going to be using for my kid. Those of you who know me, I'm sorry I referred to my kid, my son. That's my cat, because that's all I need. But this is his. I started playing around with giving him a daily planner every single, daily, to kind of keep track of, okay, taking the litter out, changing the litter, what nights, because we started doing the regimen this year of giving him wet food again. Although he's greedy and wants it every night. But this will kind of keep track of what nights he gets it, what nights he doesn't. I'm sorry. Kind of like treats and stuff that we're giving him and things like that. So this is basically Copper's little planner. So this is basically my son's little planner, because I didn't need more than, the smaller pages, forgive me, per day. So that's that one. I'm going to just set that one off to the side for right now. This was the latest and newest one that I just ordered. So this is from Estelle. This one is the classic weekly vertical in the B6. I got the undated one. So pretty much this one's gonna be my social media planner, because I realized I had them separate this year, but they a lot of the times, for me anyways, kind of go hand in hand. Because a lot of my social media would write down what days I did my PR posts and things like that. But a lot of the times when I'm advertising sales and doing stuff like that, I'm buying stuff from like new releases and the new sales and all that fun stuff. So I want to kind of keep track and hand in hand on that end. So this one's pretty cool because it's kind of so this is the front. Here's the monthlies. So it's all undated and all blank. And I prefer the undated, because I do my own thing anyways in a lot of these. So those are the calendars, and I believe they do it so like after every blank calendar, there's a blank spread, and then the calendar and blank spread. So I like that, because then it keeps I can keep tabs and track of things for the month. For the weekly stuff, let me find it really. Oh my goodness, now I can't find it. Okay. It is a vertical layout. So I wanted something where I can use a lot of like what I order, part of my stashes, things like that. Especially when I try a lot of new shops, I tend to just buy what they have. And a lot of the times it's the vertical stickers, the 1.5. So I wanted to make sure I can incorporate that in everything that I'm doing. So I wanted to get this one. So it just means that the weekends are shorter, which again is fine. I always have this to use for like if I need to add information throughout the week. I have the bottom half, because I don't need to necessarily use an entire column for me tracking what I need to post. But I can though too. So I can start tracking like maybe my stories, who I'm posting for that day, because sometimes I'll just do a bunch of stories in one day. Sometimes I'll do layouts in a day. I want to be really, really better with my YouTube channel. I know I barely started it last year, around the beginning of this year. And I haven't been keeping up with it as well as I'd like to. My goal is to be a lot better at it, gain some more followers, which, by the way, and again, I'm bad at this because I'm not used to it. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, comment, post, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Any type of help is very, very appreciative. I know I'm still very small when it comes to the planner community. I've been at this for maybe a year and a half now, but I'm still trying very hard to, you know, to do well. I get FOMO a lot too, and then I want to do what everybody else is kind of doing, but I still want to keep some sense of what I like to do too. So what I'm going to plan on doing is I'm going to attempt to do some plan with me's this coming up year as well, so that you guys can see how I'm doing the layouts, what I'm using, what shops like I PR for, and things like that. I'm very, very interactive in my Instagram page, which I will post. You know, it's all in, that's all in my link tree. All my stuff I PR for is in my link tree. But, and then any planners, information, and stuff I'm using today, I will post down in the description below. But yeah, so if you can like, subscribe, share, comment, all that fun stuff just to help a girl out, I would very much appreciate it. But let's go back to the Estelle. So the Estelle has a weekly layout, so it looks like this. It's the vertical layout, right? So it fits your standard 1.5 stickers. And then right after the weekly, it's a blank. So you get these 2 blank pages, which I really liked. So I figured, okay, so then this can be like my social media spread, right? And then this can be my budget tracking or sales. So like maybe I can put like all my sales here, online orders, budget tracking and stuff for the week. And then for the monthlies, I'll just kind of like realign it to see what I'm spending throughout the month, what my subscriptions are. Am I overspending again? Did I add new stuff that I wasn't expecting? Was there a bigger sale do I need to save up for? 90% of the stuff I'm buying is from small sticker shops, but I do have some other subscriptions and other things that I buy from other places as well. You know, credit cards, what did I put on this credit card? What did I put on this grocery credit card? All those little things and nuances that I want to be really better at tracking. I was doing really good mid-year at doing it. I was using a weeks and I was doing very well mid-year, and then I kind of just stopped. And then when I realized when I stopped, I don't know where my money went. I tend to overspend a lot as it is. It's a bad habit, but I want to be a little bit better at tracking it. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. So like to me, again, though, because it's 90% of the time my money does go to small shops, and with the sales and the PR stuff, to me, they go hand in hand. So I wanted to try to kind of combine it together with the Estelle. So that's what this one is. So again, this is the B6 Estelle, classic weekly vertical, and it's the undated one. So that's what that is. And then I have one of these unpackaged and one of these not. So this is the Owlpaperjounal. So this is the second year it has to be the second year because I haven't been there a lot long. Okay, second year I'm going to be using this. So it's split into 2. So it's an Advec. So it goes from January to June, and it goes to July and just till December. I believe she still has some left. I had done pre-ordering, but I believe she does have some still available. And they are available in different colors as well. This is just the color combo I chose. I believe there's a black and possibly no, it's a different version of a blue. I'm thinking of last year's, or I mean this year's. But there's some different colors. You don't necessarily have to get both. You could just get the January through June if you just want to try it, or you can just get both. But so these are for the full year, but I'm just going to show you the first half. So let me set this one aside really quick. Okay, so again, this is the Owlpaperjounal. It is a B6. So this is what the front cover and all that information looks like. And then there. And so it starts off with some blank pages to do whatever it is that you know, goal setting, stuff like that. There's a layout for the months, the yearly overview, and then all your months are in the front. And then it's always followed by, again, another blank page, which again, I like because it gets me, I can keep track of stuff for that month. So that's this one. So that's what the monthlies look like. And then these are what, that's fine. This is what the weeklies look like. Now, last year, I really liked, I keep saying last year. We are still in December, guys. I apologize. This year, I finally found my groove on how I wanted to use this. I was doing it like as a weekly tracker. Kind of like, so, you know, from here to here, I went to work. I just really liked the way it works. I like that it starts at 5 a.m. because sometimes my work days do start really early, although I tend to cover it up with washi. I realized that when I was doing it a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, I have to be at work at 5, and I just covered that up. Oh well. So that's kind of what I've been using this for. If you give me one, like, here, give me 1 second, and I'll show you what I've been using it for. I think it's this one. Yeah. And she kind of chunky. So this is what this is what the last part of it looked like. She was a little chunky. So it went from this, and that's because I didn't even finish filling it out. Went from this to this. So it gets chunky. Let's see if I can find a good one, so I can show you. There's some I accidentally skipped. Did I ever do the one for this week? Yeah, so here we go. I don't think I did the last week on there. No, I didn't. So like this was last week, I believe. So I've been kind of doing it so that it looks like this, as a setup. So it's, you know, it's already dated. I do the washi at the bottom. My days off tend to just be, I don't really have times in things that I do, because it just depends on when I get up and what I might have going on that day. For instance, like, so the 16th I was off, got up, caught coffee, cleaned. I had to go pick up a prescription. I had to go pick up some groceries, and then it was Copper and Mama time. And then it became bedtime because I had to get up and go to work early in the morning. So this is how I do most of the days. I obviously only have 2 days off in the week, and sometimes my days off are in a weird state. So sometimes I don't even have multiple in 1 week. So a lot of the times it kind of looks like this. So it's more simplified. It's really easy for me. So like, get up, I go to work. You know, this is usually my lunch break, go back to work, dinner time, bedtime, etc., etc. You know, I'm a retail manager. I work over 45 to 50 hours a week, probably more this last month, and hence why I've been a little quiet in both, even in my Instagram account. I've been a little quiet because it's been nonstop for me. It's been kind of go since October, really, but December really just took the last little bit of energy I had out of me. But I'm back. I'm coming back. I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. So hopefully you guys will forgive me for my lack of posting and come back. Anyway, so this is kind of what I've been doing with it. This is what I think I'm going to stick with doing. I'm not going to do what I've been doing for my dailies, but I think I'm going to definitely stick doing this for my weeklies, just so you can kind of get a gist of what I probably plan on doing for that. And it can hold the chunk. As you can see, it can hold the chunk. So that's what I'm going to do for these. So for that, I'm going to keep that like system, very simple system in here for me for my weeklies. And then after the weeklies, so it's all the weeklies, right? So you're going to keep flipping all the way through June. It's all the weeklies. They're kind of color tabbed in here. And then you get into, let's see if I can find where it starts. Okay. So like after the end of June. So it is paged. So like how I showed you in the front, there's kind of an index if you wanted to. I did not use it, but if you really wanted to, you could always say, you know, what pages are which if you have certain things going on, especially like in the back. So it goes from page 88. So starting from page 88, they're all blanks. So it is all blank bullet journaling. And it goes all the way to page 88 to 320. So it's over, I think it's like 240, I believe, some 240 something. It's something like that. I can't do math in my head right now because I haven't even finished my first cup of coffee, and I obviously can't use my calculator because my phone is what's recording. Anyways, so there's a lot of blank pages. So what I was doing is daily kind of to-dos and stuff this year. What I think I finally broke it down to what I wanted to use these pages for because they're so versatile. Instead of doing like daily breakdowns so that I had like basically 2 planners I was writing the same stuff in, this one is actually going to become my journal. This will be my actual day-to-day daily thoughts and processes. A lot of the time it's me venting about my day, venting over work, a circumstance that happened that really got me down, even if even a happy moment. The first day I took myself to Disneyland by myself was a new thing I did this year, and I wrote about that. It's a lot of different things. So at least, and I can make it however I want. I can make it pretty. I can use all the journaling stickers I have because I have so much journaling stickers. I PR for a lot of great shops. Some of the newer ones I'm PRing for have beautiful like journaling stickers and things like that. So that's what I really want to try and use this for. So what I'm going to try to do too, what I realized is I was using multiple like of the same shop in each like multiple books, and which is fine, but because I shop from so many different shops and I PR for so many different types of shops, I want to be able to incorporate, like when I do my PR posts and stuff like that they're, it's kind of share the love. So at least this way I can go, okay, well, maybe this one will have, this shop that I PR for, and this one will have this shop that I PR for. And then there's one that I use a lot of that I don't get to PR for, unfortunately. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to use it because it's one of my favorite shops. So this way I get to use like all my different stickers. I get to use everything I like buy. I'm not using kind of the same stuff over and over again. But anyways, this is what this is going to turn into. This is going to turn into my journal stuff. So I may do a plan with me while I set up this up, because I have some stickers and some stuff that I want to use to get this all set up. And I can even use, what's great about this is that I can use multiple pages to journal if I want. So if it's a day where I'm like, oh, I really need to talk more, or I can dedicate 2 pages, I can do that because it's not set to 1 page per day. I can do whatever I want, which is really nice. So anyways, that's what those are. So those are the Owl paper journals. So I'll be using those. The next, again, I only have one open because the second one looks the exact same. This is, again, from the TheHoneyBshop. This is going to be my first year trying this one. So this is brand new to me, too. So it's an Advec. You can buy a full year. Now she does, the full year, I believe, is a black cover. Or you can buy the split one. I don't believe the full year has dailies. I think that's the difference. But please don't quote me on that. I meant to check that before I showed it. I don't think it does have the dailies in it. I think that's what makes it different. Or I could be wrong and it just could be everything and it's just one bigger chunk. I tend to like the Advecs because, as you saw how chunky that last one I showed you, that's just a half a year. And that even started becoming hard for me to do things in towards the end because it was getting so chunky. And I love me a good chunky planner, but that was the problem with it. So I like them split. Anyways, so these are that. So let me just set one aside and we'll show you. Those are not dated off to the side like the Owl journal was, so it doesn't really matter which one you start with. Okay. So again, this is the first time I'm using this one. I believe hers is dated though. Let me kind of do a quick flip through. No, it is not. It's undated. It is undated, but the days of the week are on there. Okay, cool. So it looks like it. So it opens to this, and then the book belongs to, and then just a blank page, and then it opens straight into the calendars. So here is the calendar. So there's because it's Advec, it's 6. It looks like this one's the calendars are back to back to back. No blanket pages or anything like that in between. And then it goes directly into your weeklies. And then from your, what I like about this one though, it's not split. Where it's like your dailies are all at the back, it stays within the week. So I actually really, really like how this is going to happen. So it took me forever. I bought this planner on a whim and I had no idea what I was going to use it for. And I changed my mind like 5 times. So finally figured it out. This one, because I split it into 2 again this year, this one is going to be all-in-one my health and wellness planner, because this girl took on more than a little holiday weight. So we got to get that back on track. So we got to get back into watching what I eat, working out again, and all that fun stuff. Excuse me, I'm gonna take a quick sip of my coffee really quick. But so all that fun stuff of tracking all that information. So like the weekly, I'll probably track like my exercises and stuff like that that I have to do. And again, this is a B6 with the wide columns for that fits the 1.5. So that's why Saturday and Sunday are split like this. But again, it's going to be very versatile for me, and I really liked it. The more I kept seeing other people use it, I just liked the layout of it. So this is going to be that, and then the next pages, so right after you hit the week, so here's your week, and then right after you get your dailies. And I think this is where I'm going to track like my food intake, what I'm eating. There's also like my sleep, my steps, all that stuff I was trying to combine into like, you know, different stuff will all go into a daily page. It can get tedious sometimes tracking it. I did forget. I probably stopped tracking everything once I realized I wasn't working out and doing stuff anymore. I even bought a treadmill, and I barely used it because I did something funky to my left foot. And being on my foot so long for work, I couldn't get on the treadmill. So it made me super mad. But hopefully I can change all that and get my exercise going, get my treadmill going again. All that fun stuff. Watch what I eat, take my protein in, shakes in. I've been researching different proteins I want to try, greens. Amy want to try some other vitamins and stuff like that. I'm making some doctor's appointments in the beginning of the new year. My health hasn't been fantastic, but I don't know if it has to do with if it's a mental health thing that's causing physical issues or if they're two separate. So I got some doctor's appointments going on in the beginning of the new year so that we can kind of figure out what is what, and figure that out. You know, I was getting bad headaches for a long time and realized, oh, hey, it's probably because I'm straining my eyes. I need to start wearing my glasses more. Started wearing my glasses more. It's been fine. And then all of a sudden my migraine started getting hit really, really bad again. So now I got to figure out, okay, it's obviously not the glasses. What's causing this? I'm also on other medications. I don't know if that's what's giving after effects for other things that sometimes make me feel this way. Again, so it's just a matter of talking to all these people and trying to break down what's what so I know what I need personally for myself. So that's what all this is going to be. So it's a healthier me. And would I like to be thinner and prettier? Heck yes. But in overall, I want to fit back into my jeans again. That's really what my main goal is. I want to be able to fit back into my clothes again. If I have to buy bigger sizes, I have to buy bigger sizes, but I would just like to fit into some of my clothing again, and get my energy back up, and not feel so defeated in the way I look. You know, I've done other things. I've accomplished other things this year about even some of my looks in terms of what I've gotten done that I wanted to get done, like my piercings and my tattoos and stuff like that, changing my hair color again, but I still need to feel better about my body image. So that's what this focus really is. It's not about being skinnier. It's about being healthier and being okay with how I physically look. That's mental and physical as well. So that's what this planner is. I didn't even go through all that spiel, but that's what this looks like. So again, it goes through your weeks and then your dailies. And then I believe this one has a few blank pages. Yeah. So this will track some of my weight loss goals and some other stuff I'm trying to track throughout the time period. I'll use this for like some trackers and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to use those back pages for. So that is the Honeybee shop. So the passport and this one are the same shop. Okay. And then next is going to be, someone gifted me the Sterling Ink Common Planner. So it looks like it's a black exterior. It's a full year. I normally wouldn't buy a full year by itself, but I've been wanting to try the Sterling Ink, and then it was gifted to me. So I'm very, very grateful for it. It's soup. So it looks like they had already started some stuff in here. That's why it looks like this one started and nothing else has, because again, it was gifted to me. Then they realized it was undated. They didn't like undated. So when she found out that I did, she just said, here, I'm not going to use it, just take it. So I'm super excited because this will be the first year I'm using a Sterling Ink, and I've heard so many beautiful, wonderful things about it. I mean, look at it alone. Look at how pretty the golden. And I do know when she gets chunky, you don't get to see all this prettiness anymore, but that's not the point. The point is that I get to see it now. So let's kind of go through it. Since this one's an undated one, and I think it was like maybe last year's model undated. Yeah, I think so. So again, there's some stickers in here. They're not mine. I didn't set this up, which again, 100% cool. I am just grateful that I get to try it. So it looks like it starts with some blank pages. The person I took it from already set this part up for me. And then there's a goal breakdown of some stuff that you can do here. So she did this already for me, which is perfectly fine. I'll use this to track some stuff. So there's all that. I can't even tell you what stickers were used. It might have been hers from her shop, but I don't remember seeing them in her shop, so I could be wrong. Okay, and then here we go. Here's the calendars. So it looks like they just do straight calendars. The paper, by the way, is wonderful. I'm like loving the feel of this paper. So here's all the calendars. So she did tab the months, weeks, and days. So it does look like it's separated, kind of like a Hobonichi. So there's all the months, and then we get into the weeks. I did ask her to double check myself. So it's basically a cousin. So it's like a Hobonichi cousin. So the layout is still the 1.3 wide for the Hobonichi. So it's going to lay out exactly like the cousin, which I will show you next because that was already ordered. Except that doesn't have like, is it the wording and stuff that they have? I kind of like that they don't have anything here off to the sides, like the Hobonichi does. I always try to like cover it up in the Hobonichis because I don't like it. So I do like how it's very blank. I'm not going to be using this as much because I showed you what I'm going to be using that stuff in another planner for. So this one, since it was gifted to me, I wasn't sure what I was 100% going to use it for, but I do know I wanted to use it. So this one's actually going to be my memory planner. So this one's going to be kind of memory keeping. So this one, instead of having like I do have a separate thing for my reading, which we'll get to later, but like I had like a reading and a watching and had it like kind of separated this year. And it was really just to use up some of my stickers and stuff. So this one is going to be memory keeping in terms of what am I reading that day? What am I watching that day? Did I work on a puzzle that day? Did I color that day? Did I go somewhere that day? So things that are like, it's not like, oh, I mean, it could be I ran errands, but it could be, me and Copper, had playtime today, or, we decorated today, or we undecorated today, or things like that. That's what that's going to be, just a check mark list of stuff that I did that day, just things I personally did, not places I have to go or do, just things I actually did. And then on the dailies, oh, I just realized they're not dated. Oh, that's kind of nice. But there's enough for, so yeah, there's enough for the year. And the dailies, so I won't use them as, which I like them. So I won't use them as like daily pages because I already have a journal for that. But what I'm going to do it is when I say memory keeping, which is nice. That means I can do 2 or 3 pages. You know, I have cons that I'm going to this year. I have a lot of my solo Disneyland trips I'm going to this year. You know, things like Copper's birthday, that's in March. So I have something kind of broken down and planned for myself every month, whether it's as simple as, hey, I'm going to take myself to Disneyland again today, or I might go to the zoo today, or this month I have a con I'm going to, a convention, you know, a book con, all these different things that I kind of have planned for each month. That's what all this is going to kind of end up being. So it works in a sense where the full year, actually, it will be more than okay, because it's not going to be an everyday like page. Oh no, we'll see though. We'll see how it gets used this year. Then maybe next year I'll have to get the Advec, but for right now, I think it's going to be perfect because it's not necessarily a page per day. It's just going to be using it as I go. And like, I'm going to finally use my little, I have the Canva print that I ended up never using last year. I can get to use it again. I can use it this year for photos and all that fun stuff. So I'm super, super excited to use this. So the memory planner is going to be new to me. So that's what I will be using the sterling ink for, which I'm just super excited that I get to play with it because I've been wanting to try a sterling ink and now I can. Okay, so the next one, I haven't even opened it yet. Have you noticed I haven't even opened it yet? Is going to be the Hobonichi because it was one of the first ones I tried. So you kind of stick with what you know and stick with what you like. If I like the sterling that much, I may not do the Hobonichi. I say that, but that's a lie. I can already tell you that's a lie because I love my Hobonichi. As much as I like how those daily pages don't have all the writing at the bottom like the Hobonichis do, I still really, really, really like my Hobonichi. So again, I get the Advec. This year, I actually didn't order it from the store because I wasn't sure what I was doing yet, if I was buying an A6, which I did not get this year, or what. So, I ended up getting it from Jet Pens, which ended up being like the same price anyways, but it was because I got free shipping. But yeah, so that's what I did. So again, here's your, oh, it doesn't do it off to the side, just kidding. January through June, and then July through the December. So we'll just go through the first one really quick. It's nice and crisp because I haven't opened it yet. So I know most of you guys are familiar with the Hobonichi, but I'll go through it really quick just in case you're not. So here's the yearly layout, and I got to set all this stuff up. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing today and tomorrow because I'm off this weekend. I'm just going to be playing around and doing some setups. Maybe I'll try to do some plan with me's as well, so that you can see how I'm setting it up. I just don't know how I'm doing a lot of it yet, so that's why I'm not sure yet. But so here's all that. So here's the monthly stuff for tracking. I rarely use these pages. I still don't even know if I'm going to use these pages, but that's the yearly tracking. And then it does start from December, but we're going to move into January. So I've got my monthlies and stuff and set ready to go on what I want to use in here. So here's all the monthlies. And then here's your dailies. Again, it's a cousin. So the 1.3 columns. So if you look at the sterling, it literally everything is the same except it doesn't have this stuff, and it doesn't, because it was undated, it doesn't have this. Now I end up covering this anyways and redating it. That's why I don't mind undated planners. So that's pretty much the same. And then you get into your dailies, which is this. And again, that didn't have is it didn't have this, and it doesn't have this, which I'm liking because of what I'm going to be using it for. But in terms of like my dailies in here, it doesn't bother me because it usually gets covered up with washi and a date cover anyways, so it's not a big deal. But these will be like, this Hobonichi is going to be my day-to-day. So things I have to do, you know, this day. You know, whether it be work, run errands, just basic stuff of things. It's basically my own to-do list. Basic. So like this will be just a basic breakdown. You know, you need to do a quick clean today. You got to pack your food, make lunch, things like that. And then this will be, instead of my journal, like I did this year, it'll be my full-on breakdown clean, like to-do list. So I'll have like my cleaning schedule. So usually my quick clean will consist of really like just kind of picking up, washing dishes, sweeping and stuff like that, which I've making the bed, which I've just neglected in the last month and a half. Because I got so busy and so tired that I couldn't even keep up with basic daily chores. And then like the days off, like is usually the days that like I dust, I mop, I sweep, I clean the bathrooms, that I do all that big list of stuff. So that's what this is gonna basically turn into. This whole entire thing is my day-to-day. My Hobonichi cousin is my day-to-day life. This is my day-to-day. Every single things I just need to do. This is, so if I get this, if we stem down to it, this is the one I probably rely on the most, but this is just going to be my day-to-day. So that's what that one's going to be. Not going to go through that one too much. Most people know what the Hobonichi looks like. So what I'm doing this year is I got the novel companion, the newer version of it from Little Inklings Design. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name to it for oh, if I opened it, I would have. So I didn't do her weekly. I have used her weekly planners. They're beautiful and I love them, but because I do different planners for different things, the weekly was just too much. It was just way too much for me to handle. The dimensions and stuff on the vertical are way different than any sticker layouts and stuff like that. And I know you're supposed to be able to overlay and lay things and all that stuff, but it just bothered me to do it, and I didn't use it enough. So it was a waste of time. It was just a waste for me. So I'm going to try the novel companion this year. So this is the first page. We'll spend a little bit more time on this one. All the top like this information is going to pretty much be the same as her weekly. Now her weeklies go on a pre-sale in October, so I can almost guarantee you that if you're seeing this now and you wanted to check out a weekly, it's sold out. But she has started doing undated ones, but where the weekly layout is more of a dashboard than the vertical or horizontal, she may have some of those left. She tends to have a little bit more of those. So if it's still something you're considering, and you want a full-on book planner, I do highly recommend hers. They're beautifully done. They're wonderfully set up. It was just too much for me to use, and I don't think I was using it the way I should. She also has a novel companion, the novel companion Ultra, which is like an 8 by 11 big huge book. That's kind of like a simplistic version of a weekly. It's a bigger book, but it's more simplistic. And again, it just wasn't what I wanted to use it for, because I like using all my stickers and stuff like that. So it wasn't versatile enough for me, but I still think they're beautiful. And if you just want a book planner, 100% recommend. They're beautiful. But I'm going to try to use her novel companion this year. So the front, usually this will still kind of all look the same. So important information, goals, dates to remember, the reading checklist. And this is just also, I didn't have to do it all myself in a book. The reading checklist, her, so you can kind of color them in, label what you've read. So she does this in all of hers, and I really like them. Favorite quotes, can be regular quotes, your favorite book quotes, what have you. She does 2 pages of that in here. A series tracker, which I really like, because I do tend to read. I love books that are series. I do a lot of standalones, but give me a good trilogy any day. Wish list, author backlist, which I really like that she had added this into there, because there is some that I want to use for that. Books to reread. There are books I want to reread, because I kind of fell off the book train wagon for a little bit. And there's some stuff I want to reread before I get back into the second and third book. So this one is kind of like, it can be used for anything. More likely I'll use this as my top book of the month. And you can write it, do a picture, whatever you want in here. We have the Battle of the Books, the 5-star reads. See, and this one also comes with challenges, which I like. So the A to Z challenge is in here. The fully booked reading challenge is in here. The only one that won't be like in this one that's in the newer weeklies would be whatever the newest one is. So she'll do one for like 2025. But it's not that big of a deal for me personally. On the cover reading challenge, the reading rainbow challenge, the genre reading challenge, which considering I've been reading a lot of a smuttier romance lately, I probably won't finish that. Through the ages challenges, around the world reading challenge, which I need to use that this year. I keep forgetting to like use this, because I'm sure I do. Then there is just a regular key that you can use for whatever. And then here's the reading goal tracker. My goal would be to do 50, I think, this year. But that includes my ebooks, my audiobooks, because now I have a membership with Audible. I have the Kindle Unlimited. And again, I just really want to get back into it. So then there's a monthly reading stats. So the number of books, total pages or time, book, ebook, audio, did not finish, and then the star rating, and then a genre tally, where you can do your genres, how much you've read of each one, and then the total, which I really like. That one's a newer thing that she had added, I think, last year, and I really liked it. And here's like a breakdown key. You can do pages read, whatever it is. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for, the 2 keys for yet. Probably pages read, but we'll see. I sometimes look at her pages, her Instagram and stuff like that, and see how other people do it, or her Facebook page, and see how other people do it. And then it gets me ideas and inspiration for that. And then we've got a couple of blank pages. So if I wanted to add any extra challenges, which I think I have bought the Pop Sugar one from somebody, I might add that one in here. There's somebody else who does a smut challenge, which I'm going to add that one in here. So it's just a couple of blank pages to do whatever you have. The only difference between this one too and the regular weekly, her weekly, but because I'm doing the memory planning, it's not a big deal. Her weekly has a TV and a movie list in theirs that are part of the trackers. And then there's a couple of other differences. But if you go to, she has a YouTube page, or the homepage, it breaks down all the differences between so if you're interested in them, you can get like this one, or you can get another one to try. Like the only thing that's going to be sold out right now is her dated weekly ones. I guarantee you those are all gone because they sell out super fast. But you could always check out all of her other stuff that she has, and she'll still compare and contrast them so that you know. Okay, so then it breaks it down. It's just a blank month. Books to read, new releases, this is all the same month, and then the bookish haul, and then a reading wrap up. So anything that I've done, a blank page, a lined page, and then it starts kind of all over again. And then in the back is all the review pages, and I think it's like enough for like 150 or 2 something, or 200, something like that, where you can review all of these, right? So it's just a simplistic title, author, start, finish, length, the collection, publish date, genre, setting, thoughts, format, main character, yes, no, maybe, recommendation, start, and then you just give a little brief description. Because I want to make something pretty, I'm not 100% sure yet, so do not quote me on this, but I would like to still fill this out for brief descriptions, just so I don't forget. Like, so I'll fill this out like right after I read it. And then what I'd like to do is make something pretty with like pages of my review, with pictures of stuff from the books, the aesthetics from the books, which is kind of, I wish I would have done this because I did 3 really, really, really good books this year that were just they were dark romance, but they were so beautiful, and the aesthetics would have been so beautiful that I may just throw them in here anyways. But again, don't quote me on this. But this is from the Notebook the Notebook Therapy. That's what this one's from. So it's the Nico one. So it's a pink, it's like a cloth cover. and has the gold edges with the little cat. So this is, I really like the Notebook Therapy, the pages and it's just really nice. So if you're an Archer and Olive fan, and I mean this with all due respect, because Archer and Olive is a really good brand, but if you're an Archer and Olive fan, but you also can't always afford it, this is a nice substitute. The quality is exactly the same. In fact, I think I personally like the quality of this better, but I also have an Archer and Olive as well. I like both of them. I do lean towards more of the Notebook Therapy. It does ship from Japan, but it's free. It's free shipping if you spend $35. So, and the notebooks are, but only $30 or $40 each, depending on what you get. Anyways, so it's a really nice thick paper. Forgive me, I can't remember what the GSM is right at the moment. It's like 160, I think, GSM. It's really super, like this is one page. So I don't know if you can, you can see it or not, but this is one page. And it is super, super thick. I did a ton of review work on figuring out which notebooks I wanted. You can do alcohol markers, you can do watercolor markers, you can do all that stuff, and it doesn't bleed through. So it's perfect for the kind of stuff that I would like to do. I would eventually like to do this with like maybe a movie or TV show one too. Maybe or maybe not this year. It just depends what I'm watching, and how much sometimes I get too ambitious and want to do all these things and then I end up not doing any of it. So, but this is the goal. Like I said, don't quote me on this, but I would like to do, so it won't be all my tracking because this will be tracking, but this will be like the year of stuff I've read and a little bit more in depth of what I really loved about it, what I liked about it, maybe quotes from it. Put the picture of the book and the aesthetics of the book and stuff like that. So that is something I would like to try. Worst comes to worst, it's, you know, it's all in here and I don't do it, or I come back to this later, but that's just something I wanted to try. So that is all my planners for the year. So I've got, what, 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. No, wait. 7. I think I lost one somewhere. What did I do with it? 7. I don't know why I set the sterling like in a random place. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because this one doesn't count as a planner, so about 7. One less than last year. Woot woot. So that's pretty much all of it. I'm gonna do another video showing the covers so that this one doesn't run completely too long. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. Please like my video, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, comment, let me know what you're gonna be using this year, what you like using, what you use for all your different planners. If you stick with just one, how do you do it? Tell me. And that's it. So thank you. I'll see you again later.